Hello. So this application called Sales Dynamic Approval will allow you to give approvals to your quotations on multiple levels. So let's say if it's 1,000, 2,000, or maybe any a huge amount of quotation, and you would like approvals from a manager or multiple managers, you'll be able to configure all those settings under this applications. So let's see how that is possible. So first we need to make sure that our configurations are enabled. So for that we will go to Sales, Configurations and Settings. Under Settings, we will be able to see a new field called Dynamic Approval, and you have to enable that. Once that is enabled, you have two options underneath it: total and before tax amount. So what it does is that it gives approval, the total setting gives approval on the total amount of the quotation, and before tax amount gives approval on the untaxed amount. So you will be able to get the approval of the managers only on the untaxed amount if that particular setting has been selected. But right now let's see how the total setting works. So I will enable the total setting and I will save this. Once it is saved, we will go to Sales, and a new menu will appear under Configurations. So if I go to Sales again, here I am in the Sales module, and under Configurations I'll be able to see a new menu called Approval Configurations. So if I click on that, I'll be able to add the approval level configurations underneath. So here you can create new approvals. I've already created one. Let's see how that works. So if I create new, I have to add the title. Here I want a sales approval above 1,000 amount. Minimum amount should be 1,000, and here you can also add the person in CC, the salesperson in CC, whenever an email will be generated and sent to the manager from whom you need the approval. Underneath that, you can add the approval details. So if I click on add a line, here again I have the options to approve the process either by user or the group. So what it does is that if it's a user, you can add the username by whom you want the approval, and you can add the level also here as well. So it's level 1 approval, level 2 approval, 3, however many levels you want. You can add the level, and then you can add the line, and you can select the users from whom you want the approval. For the group, how it works is that there are groups in the system, right? So if you want approval from particular group only, so that only those particular users are involved in this approval, you can use that as well. So you can select the group, you can again choose the level, that would be level 1, and then you can choose the group name from the list of groups that you have in the system. First, let's see how it works with the users. So I've already created a user approval. I've added the user. It is level 1 approval, and this is I want the approval from Mark as my user. So I will save this, and I will save this now. Now let's go to orders and create a new quotation. Before I do that, let me split my screen so that I can show you how it will look like on Mark's end. Here I have already selected the here I've already logged into Mark's account. You can see this is Mark's account and this is Mitchell's account. Now if Mitchell creates a new quotation, let me create a new quotation from here. I will add the customer, the product. Now also I will just give you a reminder that the approval has to be the approval will be only on the quotations for which the amount is above 1,000, right? So I will add the quantity here. Let's say I'm adding 5 quantity. Now you see the total is 1475. If I save this and confirm this, the approval will be done by the Mark as the user. Now if I save this manually, I will save that and I will confirm this. Once confirmed, the stage will go into waiting for approval, and Mark will receive an email that so-and-so sales order requires your approval. You see the status, the stage has been changed to waiting for approval, and you can see the details underneath as well. So now let's go to Mark here in the Mark's user window. Let me go to Mark's email. If I go to inbox, you can see a submit for approval request has been generated. So if I click on that, you see our sales order number was 34, and this is the approval request for sales number 34. Now Mark will be able to get the email for every approval that Mitchell provides, and after that even Mark can go to his sales, and he can go to orders, and he can go to waiting for approvals and check all the waiting for approvals from here as well. So he will get the notifications via email, but he will also be able to give the approvals from the orders and waiting approval menu. So if I go there, I have the sales order number 34 that is that needs my approval. Here I have two options again. Either I can approve this or reject this. So if I reject this, I can also add the reason over here, maybe let's say incorrect amount or whatever it is. I can add that and I can reject this, or else I can approve that. Let's approve this time. So once that is approved, okay, it's getting approved. Once that is approved, I will just refresh the page on Mitchell's site. And even after the sales order has been approved, you will be able to get an email notification via Mark again. So this was the one for approval, and if I go again in this particular email, you see it is confirmed. It says that sales order number 34 is confirmed and it has been approved. So if I go to Mitchell's account, you see it has been approved. You can see the details over here, waiting from approval to sales order by Mark. It has been confirmed, and then you can create the invoice from here directly. So this is level 1. Accordingly, you can create multiple levels for multiple managers. Mark can always check all the approvals from orders and approvals, waiting for approvals, and they can also check my approvals under the order. So they'll be able to see all the approvals that they have given, and they'll be able to see all the waiting approvals in the waiting approval menu. Now let's go and see how the user's configuration will work. I'm sorry, how the group configuration will work, right? So let's go to sales. I will go to configurations and I will create a new approval configurations where groups are involved. So if I go to approval configurations, I will create a new one. I will add the name, group approval. The amount here I would add 20,000. I do not want to keep this salesperson always in CC, or I want to, that's up to me. I will just disable this as of now, and I will add a line. Here I will choose the approval process by group, and I can select that group as well underneath. Before that, let me add the level. It is a level number 1, and here I will, let's say I will choose the sales administration group. So I will select that and I will save and close this. Once that is done, I will go back to approvals, I will go back to orders, and I will create a new quotation. Now let's create a sales order for the group configuration. So I will create a new quotation. I will go to customers, I will add the customer, the product, and here make sure that our quantity has to be above 2000, because that was the configuration that we created for the groups. So I will add the quantity, I will add the quantity at 10. So my unit price would be above 2000, that is 2950, and I will confirm this. Once that is confirmed, I'll be able to see the email on the Mark's email address. So if I go to email, you see there is a request for approval of sales order 41. You can have the approval. You can once you receive the receive the email for the approval, you can go to your sales. You can go to orders. You can go to waiting for approval, and here you'll be able to see the approval number. So here you can see it's sales number 41. If I click on that, I'll either be able to approve this or reject this. So let's reject this time and not approve it. So I will reject this. Incorrect quantity is what is the reason. So I will reject this. If I reject this, I'll be able to see the same results on Mitchell's end as well. So let me refresh this. So once you reject that, even if you approve, you will receive an email, but even if you reject, you'll be able to receive an email. So you can see that email over here, that sales order number 41 is rejected. Let's go back again, and you can see it has been rejected. You can see the status over here, that is rejected for so and so reason. So if I go to approval info, I'll be able to see all the details. So here, approval level was 1. Who was a user? You can see the group over here. You can see the reject by Mark demo. A reason was incorrect quantity, and you can see the approval levels here. So accordingly, you can work around both with users and groups for two different configurations, either on total amount or untaxed amount. So that is one other pending configuration that we need to check. So let's again go back to configurations, and this time we will change the settings to before tax amount, and I will save this. We will go to quotations and we will create a new quotation, but this time the approval will be applied on the untaxed amount. So if I add the customer, I will add the product here. Let's say the it was the 2000 limit, right? So let's say if it's 2000, this is the total, but here we will add the taxes so that we can see the untaxed amount here as well. So here you can see the total untaxed amount is 2000 and the total is 2100. So if I save this and confirm this, so once that is done, the user Mark can approve that, and it will you will be able to receive the email for the same as well if it's approved or rejected, and also if it's waiting for approval, you'll be able to see the email address as sorry, you'll be able to get the email for the same as well. So this is the application, and this is how it works, where you can add different levels of approvals from the email configurations. You can add the email, configure your email addresses, and then you can also receive emails for approvals, for rejections as well, and for the pending approvals as well. So I hope this application was helpful and this video was helpful to you. If you have any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section below, and we will get back to you. If you like our video, please do not forget to click the like button and also subscribe.